Welcome to Digimasters Shorts. We are your hosts, Adam Nagus
and Carly Wilson, delivering the latest scoop from the digital realm.
Google has unveiled new Gemini AI models aimed at improving efficiency, latency, and reliability for developers building production-scale AI agents. The flagship update, Gemini 3.6 Flash, builds on 3.5 Flash with stronger coding and knowledge capabilities while reducing output token use by 17% and cutting reasoning steps in multi-step workflows. The company says the model is also cheaper, priced at $1.50 per million input tokens and $7.50 per million output tokens, lowering overall agent deployment costs. Despite improved efficiency, 3.6 Flash delivers performance gains across financial analysis, code migrations, and visual design tasks, while adding stronger safety safeguards in sensitive domains and increased resistance to jailbreaks. Alongside it, Google introduced Gemini 3.5 Flash Lite, positioned as the fastest model in the 3.5 series at 350 output tokens per second. Flashlight is designed for high throughput and low latency workloads such as search and document processing, offering improved coding, long context reasoning, and real-world task execution compared to earlier light versions. In several agentic and coding benchmarks, the model even outperforms standard 3 Flash, signaling a significant leap in price to performance. Google also revealed Gemini 3.5 Flash Cyber, a specialized version fine-tuned to detect and fix software vulnerabilities, which will be released in a limited access pilot for governments and trusted partners. Meanwhile, Gemini 3.5 Pro remains in partner testing, and development is already underway on the next generation Gemini 4 model.
Microsoft has launched Project Perception, an AI-driven security system designed to counter cyber threats at machine speed. The platform coordinates red team agents that detect vulnerabilities, blue team agents that assess risk, and green team agents that automatically strengthen defenses in a continuous loop. The system enters public preview on August 3rd and is positioned as a new cyber stack for an era of AI-powered attacks. At the center of the launch is Microsoft's custom MAI Cyber 1 Flash model, which scored 96% on the CyberGym benchmark for vulnerability assessment. That result places it 12 points ahead of Anthropic's Mythos model, currently considered a leading tool for cybersecurity tasks. Microsoft says the new configuration also cuts costs by nearly 50% by pairing specialized models with specific tasks instead of relying on a single frontier model. Project Perception uses a multi-model architecture that combines complex reasoning systems with high-volume, low-latency cyber models. The company says it can act across identities, endpoints, applications, data, and cloud environments rather than simply issuing alerts. The launch is also seen as a direct competitive challenge to Anthropic, as Microsoft positions its decades of enterprise security data as a decisive advantage. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei pushed back on industry rumors that his company supports a US ban on open-weight AI models, including those from China. He stated unequivocally that Anthropic has never advocated for banning open-weight models and does not see such restrictions as useful. His remarks followed an open letter led by NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, urging policymakers to avoid premature restrictions on open-weight AI systems. The broader debate has focused on concerns that Chinese AI labs are advancing by distilling or extracting knowledge from American models. Amodei argued that open-weight models without dangerous capabilities serve as a public good, offering broad value to developers and businesses. However, he warned that authoritarian governments, particularly China, could use advanced AI to gain military dominance or repress citizens. He also expressed concern that powerful AI systems could enable biological attacks, noting that open-weight models are harder to control once released. While open-source advocates say open access strengthens global defense, Amodei maintained that some risks are uniquely difficult to contain. He called for tighter restrictions on China's access to advanced chips and a formal crackdown on distillation practices. Amodei also voiced support for a global AI safety testing organization that would apply standards to the most capable models worldwide, potentially including those developed in China.
The Trump administration is weighing sanctions against Chinese AI developers accused of running what officials call industrial-scale distillation programs targeting American models. Anthropic and OpenAI allege that Chinese firms have improperly learned from their frontier systems, narrowing the performance gap while cutting development costs. The most recent accusation centers on Moonshot AI, whose Kimi K3 model drew praise before White House officials claimed it distilled Anthropic's Fable model and may have accessed restricted NVIDIA chips. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent warned that sanctions and entity list designations could follow if investigations confirm intellectual property theft. Model distillation is a common industry technique in which smaller systems learn from larger ones, but companies disagree on when the practice crosses into infringement. Leading US developers argue they are spending billions on training, only to see rivals release comparable systems at lower cost weeks later. At the same time, dozens of technology leaders say access to Chinese AI models lowers costs and benefits the broader market. Washington has already tightened export controls on advanced AI systems, while Beijing is considering its own restrictions, raising the prospect of a fragmented global AI market. Whether sanctions are imposed or not, the dispute underscores how competition in artificial intelligence is increasingly shaped by geopolitics as much as innovation.
Thank you for listening to today's AI and Tech News Podcast Summary. Please do leave us a comment, and for additional feedback, please email us at podcast@digimasters.co.uk. You can now follow us on Instagram and Threads by searching for @Digimaster Shorts or search for Digimasters on LinkedIn. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, and don't forget to follow or subscribe.